General Motors to extend the 2022 C8 Corvette Mid Engine services for 36 months. Wow, this is crazy, you guys. So let's go ahead and get into the video. Howdy folks, you on the Seek on the Speed 252 show. Scroll over to the right, click that subscribe button. What's up everyone? What's up everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another episode of Seek on the Speed 252. And I want to thank each and every one of you literally for taking the time out of your day to push the play button on this video. If you haven't given this video a thumbs up yet, please do so it can push up in the algorithms for all Corvette owners and Corvette lovers. If you haven't smashed that subscribe button, please do. Hit that bell button notification right beside it as well so you get an alert anytime I release a video, and we would love to have you part of this community. If you have an Instagram page, go over and follow me on Instagram at SeekOnTheSpeed252. And also, if you like to buy my most popular key tag, which are selling for $9 right now, go to my website as well and grab one of those bad boys, and I'll send it from my house to your house with a special note written from me to yours. So once again, everyone, thank you so much for pushing that play button, and I'm excited to talk about this new information for Corvette lovers. I want to give a huge shout out to my friend Keith at Corvette Blogger. Go out there and check his website out. He is a great person. Definitely support his website. An update has been sent out to Chevrolet dealers today across the world. General Motors announced it will be extending the first service visit for 2020 to 2022 Corvettes from the standard 12 months to the ownership of 36 months. According to the memo, the extension was made to be more suitable for the driving habits experienced with Corvette owners, which another way of saying the Corvette owners don't put a lot of miles on their cars. Now, we are not sure what has prompted this, as General Motors has the oil life monitor program to go off just under 1 year, so you have to do that regardless. We're thinking it could have something to do with the transmission filter that is required to be changed at 7,500 miles, but is included in the first service visit. Perhaps General Motors wants to condition the C8 drivers now to wait until the full 7,500 miles before triggering the free service visit, as they will probably replace the majority of those filters well under 7,500 miles. As a C8 Corvette owner myself, I have about 13,000 miles of my C8 Corvette, which tells you it is not a garage queen. But obviously I have reached the 7,500 miles. I personally waited until I reached the 7,500 miles to take my car in for its first service visit as far as the oil change. That's what the engineers recommended, so that's what I decided to do. And before I did it, I actually reached out to them just to make sure that was something I was supposed to do. You know, obviously when the C7 came out and I first bought my C7 Corvette Grand Sport, once I reached that 500 mile mark, I was supposed to take my car and then at that point to get an oil change, my first free oil change, to make sure there wasn't any metal shavings that was inside of the motor. Whereas with the C8, I was surprised that they didn't do that same thing, and the engineers told me I was good to go. Knock on wood, I haven't had any issues with my C8 Corvette regarding motor problems or transmission problems. The only problem I had with my C8 so far is that it really had a little paint chip that was actually fixed by General Motors himself, which was a recall that I brought upon when they asked me about the car, and I don't have enough miles on it. Other than that, I haven't had any issues, but I did wait until the 7,500 mile mark to get it done. So it sounds like, based off this email that General Motors sent out to the dealerships around the world, they kind of want people to wait until 7,500 miles to get their first oil change. In my personal opinion, and just like Mr. Keith said, regardless of the reason, you still want to wait and save that free service visit for when you do change the transmission filter, as those services cost and can run a few $100s or more. So if you want to save money, in my personal opinion, it just makes sense to wait until the 7,500 mile mark. You don't have to do it sooner than that. Even though it is free and you can do whatever you like, it just makes it save it to the 7,500 mile mark. So then after you get it done there, your next 7,500 miles, you can also go ahead and get your oil changed and your filter changed, and at that point you have to pay for it. Now there's one thing I will agree on that Mr. Keith said, which is for everyone that wants to go to Spring Mountain and you buy a Corvette, you have to pay $1,000 to go to that nice Spring Mountain resort. They only give you a year to cash in that voucher. General Motors should extend that from 12 months to 36 months to give people the opportunity to actually use that voucher, because a lot of people travel. And a prime example was, I first bought my C7 Corvette Grand Sport and they contacted me about Spring Mountain. I didn't get a chance to go because life literally got in the way, and that 1 year ran its course. So I didn't get to attend Spring Mountain because my voucher ran out, but I did get to attend it for my C8 Corvette, and you can go check out those videos on my YouTube channel right now. So I'm going to go ahead and give you exactly what General Motors said in the email that was sent out to all the dealerships around the world. Update: first service visit extension for 2020 to 2022 Corvette. The Chevrolet Complete Care Program is extending and including the maintenance time and requirements for owners of the Chevrolet Corvette C8 to come into dealerships for their first service visits. For owners of a 2020 and newer Corvette, the allowed time is being increased from 12 months to 36 months. This new timing is more suitable for driving habits experienced with Corvette owners, effective as of December 13th, 2021. I like the idea that Chevrolet decided to extend this from 12 months to 36 months for a lot of Corvette owners. I do know Corvette owners sometimes don't like to drive their cars. They like to keep them in the garage, which means they don't put a lot of miles on it. We all know as car owners, if a car sits down for a long period of time, at some point it will still need an oil change, regardless whether you don't drive it or you do drive it. So I like that General Motors is actually extending this out from 12 months to 36 months on your first visit, because if you don't get that oil change and that transmission filter within the first 12 months previously, you will lose altogether and you have to pay for your first visit, which doesn't make sense. Granted, once again, it's your opinion. You get to do what you want to do. It's your car. You can take it in sooner than later, or you can just kind of drive it as much as you want to before you get your first oil change. But this is information I wanted to bring to you. Now, the additional information that Chevrolet also says is the Corvette included maintenance first service visits is: 1 covered oil change visit within 3 years of ownership, which includes oil and filter change using Mobil 1 oil and AC Delco oil filter, along with transmission fluid filter change. See General Motors Service Information document. And also a multi-point vehicle inspection. Most likely your inspection should be fine if you're not driving your car rough and taking it through all these back roads and driving super hard. But at the end of the day, those services has now been extended from 12 to 36 months. I greatly appreciate General Motors trying to take care of their customer base, literally, because a lot of guys do not drive their Corvettes as much as some other people do. Literally, some people have to put their cars in their garage for 6 months because of the bad weather that they live in. For instance, in Michigan or Chicago or New York, they can't drive their cars all year round. So everyone that lives in those areas or super cold areas have to put their cars away, and they can't reach that 7,500 mile mark as fast as they should as someone that lives like in Florida or California, or for instance North Carolina, whereas the weather is pretty much good all year round. Now in North Carolina, we do get snow once a year. We may not even get any snow, but we're still able to drive our cars all year round. But people that live in Florida and California, all year round they get to drive their cars, so they can put that 7,500 miles mark easily. So everyone, leave your comments down below. What are your thoughts on General Motors actually taking this opportunity to do something great for their customers and extend the services from 12 to 36 months? Or do you think this is actually something that's trying to help Chevrolet out or General Motors out? Because in reality, what they're trying to do is keep a lot of people from going to the dealership too soon to get their services done. But it also, on the flip side, looks like Chevrolet is trying to help their customers out by saying, hey, if you don't drive your car and put 7,500 miles on it within the first year, you can wait until 2 more years to have that done. So what are your guys' thoughts? Leave your comments down below on what General Motors is trying to do with this idea. If this is your first time stopping by, well, my name is Clarence. Definitely give this video a thumbs up. Definitely hit that subscribe button. I'm going to always keep you up to date on new information coming from General Motors, and definitely keep a Cora blogger. Go check out his website as well, because he will also keep you updated on any information that you would need to know. So you're going to Speed 252 is out.